asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi di seetaan li nga xam ne mooy gis-gis waxtaanee si li nga xam ne rek mooy yóbbu dëkk bi kanam.
The Constitution provides President can declare a state of emergency in two circumstances. Now I believe Gambia security is at risk for invasion. He has a right. Constitutional as it can last for 2 weeks.
yéen ñëpp gis ngeen ne dañu oote ne nañ ànd soppi nguur gi fi nekkoon loolu pexe la parti yi bokkuñu xalaat bokkuñu jubluwaay lii pexe la rek pour génnee ngu réew ci loxo benn nit te jubluwaay bi mooy won ne fexe nag nit ñi moom réew mi ne nañu ànd ci xel ñu tabaxaat réew mi.
Gabi, you want to be humble and everything. Why you are not an ordinary minister in this cabinet? That's true, because you are head of the UDP. You are like a father figure to most of the.
This is about Giss Giss.
It's the fact. Whether mom accept or not, so the point is, because of that prominence biga am. The Barrow def la dee consult or léegi yow yaa dee yóbbu ay nit si Barrow pour mu appoint le loolu mooy laajte ndax lii moo am.
Président Adama dafa am mandate da ko Gambians choose ne na liggéey réew mi mu tànn ay nit ñu liggéey ak moom man ci ñooñu laa bokk maa ngi liggéey ak moom.
ngaje ko ande mela ay mul ay tiñarol minke Gambia jang mul ka wole tanka foko APRC fananda do tiñaro tole alle mu stade le sodo ka APRC ta kala image de da kotenge isaje fu Gambenol kotenge si la pati ñina kotenge.
No yalo say you are putting me in a funny position. Mon ka fo do kam do ni fa de ko bita jahannaba ni kala tay ko
ñu ngi leen di dalal ci gis-gis bi ngeen baalal ñu ci problème boobu noonu because maanaam internet bi moo baaxutoon moo taxoon ba ngeen ñu amoon problème maanaam technical problème boobu noonu ngeen baalal ñu bu baax a baax tey nag dañ fas yéene waxtaanee li nga xam ne mooy of course we know very well ne elections yaa ngi jot si December and then right now political parties yi yëpp ñu ngi liggéey pour xool naka la gars yi di mun a jël li nga xam ne mooy place yi Adama Barrow NPP right now we know very well ne ñoom ak UDP dafa am xëccoo bu bëri bu nekk seen diggante tey waxtaan yi dañoo focus a lot ci political parties yu nekk Gambia ñu xool yan activities la gars yi nekk di def ak tamit fan la gars yi nekk di jëm towards li nga xam ne mooy élection yi 2021 bii nii dina start ak Seth Mati si biir studio bi ñu ngi am Seth Mati of course ak tamit Basamba Dramé Doudou Dia Nene Freda Gomez Lamine Ndiaye ak Essa Ndiaye Seth nañ start ak yow fu mu nekk nii ma ngi doon def ay gestu ma gis Fabou Sané nga xam ne mu ngi UDP woon mu move to li nga xam ne mooy NPP ne Adama Barrow ki nga xam ne mooy Ajiyam Seka ak tamit Demba Baye Foss ñoo ko maanaam pick pour mu taxawal li nga xam ne mooy UDP but then Lawyer Darboe was not even okay with that because dafa suggestion ne Dr Aïssatou Touré moo war a taxawal li nga xam ne mooy UDP but then fu mu nekk nii ñu ngi gis ne UDP ak NPP ñu ngi xëccoo a lot am na ñu nekk di jógee from NPP di dem UDP from UDP ñu dem NPP what do you think to your opinion ñan nga foog ne towards 2021 between these two parties foofu la ñoo start with ne mooy gën a am doole o kan mooy gën a jël moromam fii balaa 2021
waaw jërëjëf Ansu foog naa ne laajte bi important na but then at the end of the day tamit it's important pour ñu wax dara ne politics in Gambia and then politics in general is very fluid, especially right now. Politics is very fluid. Fluid in the sense that it's very difficult for you to predict lan mo xew parce que benn week si politics is a long time. So it's about changes, it's about attitude ak yooyu noonu. Comme li nga waxee nii right now wax nañ ne right now si open season lañ nekk. People ñu ngi transfer. But tamit soo xoolee in terms of the UDP and NPP relationship da ngaa gis ne daanaka ñu bëri dañoo wax ne daanaka gars yi benn leen because almost it's a splinter parti boo xam ne dafa divided in that sense da so da ngaa gis ne right now the discussion is more centered around them because of the evolution or comme relationship bi naka la ñëwee ak yooyu noonu. One is incumbent but the other is seen as the major party boo xam ne mu ngi am even domination in terms of parliament. So for me at this point it's very difficult pour mu mun a wax ne bii mooy ñëw, but what we are seeing loo xam ne mu ngi clear moo ne there's been a lot of movements around by individuals ñoo xam ne ñu ngi move to different political parties, and I think these are activities yoo xam ne we need to pay attention to. But then in terms of prediction, boobu noonu, I mean December 4th will definitely tell, but I'm still not sure. Of course kenn am na incumbency, but then there are a lot of other people ñoo xam ne am nañ the history, strategies yoo xam ne yaaga nañ fa, so all those things will definitely count. So at this stage foog naa man foofu laay daanalee suma wax bi.
Okay, now looking at NPP, we know ne saa mooy incumbent muy Adama Barrow. NPP ak UDP ban mécanisme lañ war a mën a use, I mean these two parties pour gars yi war a jël 2021.
Well, of course,
which strategy exactly la guy want to use?
Well, the strategy is simple. First, da nga war a understand lan moo nekk political culture dëkk bi. What is it that people are expecting? Lan la nekk di what are their issues yoo xam ne yooyu la guy feel ne is their problems, and politics supposed to be addressing those issues. But of course, the nature of our politics moo nekk ne yéen dañ dey focus on personality too much. Then you ignore some of the other issues yoo xam ne moo nekk di ñëw. So in this sense, I think parties need to also understand what is happening in terms of the current context, what is the mindset. Yaaga nañ ko fee wax ne country bi now is divided in terms of rural, urban, is divided between there are cleavages, lu ñuy ooyee cleavages between the intelligentsia and then the so-called. So da nga gis ne even the assessment as to with regards to NPP dafa am those kind of factors. But at the end of the day, I feel ne I mean, all of them, they need to work, and they are going into the grassroots, they're doing a lot of those things. But the focus should not be only put on these two parties, because there are other parties you have. There is a high likelihood they influence the election, especially thinking 2021 will be contested along coalitions lines, because it is very visible, and I don't think that any particular political party alone would have any chance of winning the elections.
Now, before I move to Ansu Jack, let's say the name see any political parties, but then focus now is between these two parties. Now, NPP and UDP, which party do you think is more flexible when it comes to you want to recruit people outside, or Nini Dino Dugasen Beer Party?
I mean, people join parties for different reasons. Perhaps maybe gis nañ ne Gali MPP bi moo gën a rich, so a lot of people will want to join.
So you don't think they need right now ni nekk di join NPP because of development you Barrow nekk di develop?
I mean, the number of people ñoo xam ne ñu ngi join political parties are very minimal. Waaye da nga xool ne tamit support base bi might be wide. So there's a difference in terms of membership, but there is in terms of support also mun naa nekk sympathy ñoo xam ne dañ sympathize with the party ak yooyu mun naa nekk different. I'm seeing ne people moo tax ma ne people join parties for different reasons. Some join because of the benefits yoo xam ne la gaay di mun a amee, ñeneen yi they feel ne it is the party policies ak options. But so far, it's always difficult to say ne nit yaa ngi join party bi for this and that, because one, we need to perhaps do studies. I know for NPP, because a lot of people factor nañ NPP ñoo nekk incumbent bi, su fekkee ne da nga bëgg a, and fii nii dañ dee wax ne if you want to enjoy, you join the incumbency. Gis nañ ko fi sax political statements yoo xam ne people are saying ne incumbent will provide those things for them. But then in terms of the general population, it will be very difficult to say ne di ak lii moo tax nit yaa ngi join. Waaye tamit there is an attitude, a cultural aspect within our politics moo nekk ne some people will join for toy.
Okay. Ansu Jack is a Giss grapple between these two parties, UDP and NPP. Which party do you think likely, let's say 2021 December be ne ñoom dominate, as in these two parties? One party, NPP mooy dominate UDP or UDP mooy dominate balaa ñëw si yeneen political parties yi? Yes, sir.
It's very difficult to answer.
Okay.
NPP, UDP, I think these are two entities.
Yes, sir, Mike B. Well, not again.
NPP, is testing the political waters for the first time. For now, they are on preliminary deal in Yamila West that they won, and they are starting, should I say, the proper qualifiers, and then subsequently they go into the tournament. With regards to UDP, I'm an experience in the political landscape of this country. since 1996. Prediction be, I mean, a lot of people are saying that, okay, contest be the neka between the NPP and the UDP. Come said lum ko wahe. But then for me, come lum ko wahe, like I'm seeing the 2021 election. It's going to be based on, you know, fragmented coalitions. We have seen fragmented coalitions in this country in the past. 2001, 2006, you know, amonna, even 2011, amonna, especially 6 and 11. These are fragmented coalitions and so point. Because it seems like I'm not certain political parties you're hamne. Duñ mëna vibe noonu. Understand nga? And people are speculating. Oh, APRC kan nañ mëna demal? No, nañ mëna demal UDP. No, duñ mëna demal UDP. NPP rek lañ mëna. No, duñ mëna demal NPP. Or CA, xana dañoo join any political party. Well, ñoom wax nañ ne they're not thinking of coalition. They are going to win the 2021 presidential election. So you have some new political parties that are also coming, obviously with high hopes that they are going to win the elections. So buguma ñu watch these between the UDP and NPP, but I think they are major stakeholders in the 2021 election. They can determine Falland Dambidi them at the end of the day. When it comes to NPP, I think, and UDP, I think it also depends on, so my own Giss Giss, it also depends on the type of candidate that they put up. For instance, so Hole Barrow, will he be the ideal candidate for the NPP, looking at the popularity among not only the intelligentsia communicate but then also looking at the rural areas, for instance. Will he be the ideal candidate? Will he be somebody who will be able to attract people from outside the NPP? Because NPP is just established. They are not that organized as other political parties, and they have been here for a while. But then so whole UDP, I mean, it's the same thing. It depends also on the type of candidate that they put up. For me, the other political parties in Hamne, they are very strong. They are big as UDP and NPP. They are not certain, for instance, can probably. Because even APRC, you don't know who is going to be the candidate for that one. So they depend on the type of candidate that they put up. So whole UDP, like I always say, Usainu Dabo is a unifying figure within the UDP. So what again, Usainu Dabangana, he's not going to contest the elections. You can create more problems within the UDP because already. Okay, let's assume, for example, Lawyer Dabo Mune Momdu Tahawati. What do you think? I mean, internally within UDP, young folks within UDP, Nyoy Gena. Is it ne Nyo Hamne then history to do with Lawyer Dabo because of Papa Nyom Sen Papa Lawyer Dabo for Tahawal? What exactly do you think ne Moita? Be yeneen folks yi génn out of UDP moom su waree génn loolu dafa depend on how Dabo will do this su waree wax ne okay du ma taxawaat who is he going to bring and how will he present these people, this person to the UDP? Understand nga? Because come numa ko waxe, he's a unifying figure within the UDP. Te su Dabo waree wax ne okay, I'm not going to contest anymore. Dafa depend how he will say it. Or so UDP decide no, Dabo is not going to be our candidate anymore. It can create that rupture within the UDP. But then, is UDP interested in having only their membership voting? Because no single party in this country can single-handedly win elections like that. Understand? So UDP will need people from outside the UDP. Likewise, any other political party. So, but then, Manuma de Wahmoy, Dabo can be the unifying figure within the UDP. But to attract people from outside UDP, to vote for UDP, especially in the crucial 2021 elections, they are difficult. Probably someone young, dynamic, is energetic, and then people are seeing this person as somebody new, okay, has ideas, fresh ideas, can at least change the dynamics. Probably, it's going to be an added advantage for them. But then, in this country, people are somehow tired with like old face and they want they've been trying for so long. The guy understand? So Lulu, political parties do you think that's the main problem, Esanjay? Because it's a problem. When you talk to certain people, when you talk to certain people, do you think the Lulu main problem ne pai? Because when you look at Doi, we know very well the affair was centered around just two people, Sidia Jata and Halifa Sallah. Now UDP come no go ahead. APRC, we know but then do you think that there is another problem? But UDP munyo attract people to join Sen party. If there is any, I think there is another problem. It's not only about Paini, but then you look at also the records. For instance, when the new government came, when the change of government happened in 2017, when the marriage was so sweet, the honeymoon period between the UDP and Barrow, how they supported the man, how they, should I say, glorified the man, how they backed him, and then how, in fact, Dabo had to stand and say, Kukabuga force, I will take you to court. Understand? And then coming now, when the divorce came, and seeing how both of them were attacking each other. Garuwale be started, sir. When Barrow defa Garuwale, Dabotam Garuwale, and you know. So Lolusa is a problem for the UDP right now. It seems like they an image problem, understand? Because some will say, in fact, the support Barrow, when all these mess were going on, when people were trying to correct him at the beginning, you were like, come domla, understand? ñoom ñëpp a bokka like all the political parties ñu ñëpp a bokka jur doom bi okay but then dañ gis doom bi ne like bu mu starté the way he was not going the right way and then ñëpp wax ne okay nañ ko correct papa bi yaay bi baajen yi oncle yi ñëpp a ne okay nañ ko correct and then yaay bi taxaw ne wala papa yi ne non doon ko fa correct de xale bi daa nu moo demee baax na understand nga to the extent that xale bi di wax ne kii mooy suma political father bi tam di wax ne kii mooy suma political son understand? So it seems like offense like Papa be realized the key is not going in the right way and wanted to correct. People are like, no, buñ ko fi don wax dimba, you couldn't support, you couldn't back. So for now, UDP has the problem right now in terms of trust me. Because people were even saying that UDP government at Barrow's buñ started everything. So they have that problem. So then you are they have to fix that image problem with the Gambian people.
Okay, bala move to Lamin Jai. You mentioned Lena, but don't you think the UDP have a problem of tribe? I know very well Gangiam Ajiyam Seka, Talib Bensouda, I'm the Yemen prominent figures you have, they are not actually Mandinkas. But don't you think Nini, because I heard many people point that problem, it's a party boham, it's kind of like a painted in a kind of like Dangane Mandinka party. Don't you think that could be a problem too? No.
Well, for Gambia, if you look at it, generally, all the political parties in the Gambia people have that perception. Not necessarily that these political parties are like that, but people have that perception. Come so whole APRC, Jola party. So whole UDP, Mandinka party. GDC, Fuller party. Citizens Alliance, some nobody they got Njago party. Understand? All those things are happening. People are just looking at political Citizens Alliance. People do say that. People do say that.
Thanks for the honor. Thanks for the honor.
So you have no control over that. But then composition, obviously.
That is true.
Composition, obviously, so man, like, you can say that, okay, elections sometimes are ethnic census. Professor Patrice Lumumba in Africa all over. The Gambia is not an exception to that. So in election, sometimes it's kind of an election, ethnic census. But then I don't think these political parties are promoting tribal agendas. Because so only the composition of all these parties, I see the leader is not a Manjago. So how can you tell me that the flag bearer himself is not a Manjago? Ngadem si APRC, you have Mandinkas leading that political party. Ngadem UDP, you have Ajiyam Seka and other prominent individuals in the party. PDRS, you have Halifa and Sidia who are not from the same ethnic group. So I don't think these political parties are necessarily like that. Just that sometimes people just sit in their comfort zones and just create this image. These are political parties, or this political party it's a tribal political party.
But now it's changing. Oh.
No, it's not necessarily like Amon now. You see, these are perceptions. Understand, Ansu? But then the thing is, they play a role. It's the ethnic census. I'm not some people, some individuals are not supporting APRC because they believe it's a Jola party. They are not voting for APRC based on ethnic lines. I'm not they will never support UDP because they believe that the UDP is a Mandinka party. I'm not they will never support Nene's party because they believe it's a Njago party. I'm not it's PDRS, you name all these political parties. People have this attachment of political, ethnic affiliation to them, but that is not necessarily the case looking at the composition.
Okay, let me just say, Giss UDP, NPP. Sa opinion on this, and then you move to Nene.
Jerejef Ansu, maa ngi jaajëfal ñëpp ñu nekk di seetaan. NPP, UDP, dafa nekk situation boo xam ne. This is the same group la woon, benn group la woon, and then problem ñëw rek, problem bi bu mu ñëwee, and then they went their different, they parted ways. They had a bitter fallout. But nu ma ko gisee mooy dafa am papa on the other side, nga am doom on the other side, and they are fighting for political dominance. Xeex bu metti because da nga gis ne papa bi mer na politically though papa bi mel na doom bi tam mer na doom bi dem sampa own political party bi doom boo xam ne like nobody, I mean this wasn't what we expected. Man musuma toog di xalaat wala di I mean have this idea ne Barrow dina am own political party bi musuma ko xalaat moo tax bu gaay amee problème buñ tasee maag suma papa dañ doon wax moom UDP la ma ne ko ne xanaa papa ak doom dañ dee am problème mu ne ma ne hankay da xalaat na about a minute or so mu ne ma ne hankay dañ dee am problème mu ne ma ne loolu day am mu ne ma ne so is normal so waaye dangaa gis ne in all seriousness NPP liñ gis mooy they are growing parti boo xam ne la ki ko jiite he knows what he wants and he is going for it he is on the card mu ngee dem ñëpp ñu ngi koo gis mu ngee I mean sampa li mu war a sampa ñëpp a ngi koo gis moom lim bugga mooy mu build own party bi since fi mu nekka they don't want him there moom lim bugga joxuñ ko loolu mooy as UDP people would say ne dafa bugga hijack seen party bi dafa bugga nekka njiiti party bi nanguwuñ loolu waaye party bi mu ngee grow and UDP tamit they are also fighting so there is that rivalry that bitter rivalry between the two of them this one wants to dominate but this one too also wants to dominate and they are putting all their hearts and minds into it
okay
loolu moo happen
okay ba bala mala kot fooguloo ne lawyer Darboe dafa feel ne let's say dafa believe ne Adama Barrow he's not competent enough pour mu war a run under UDP seen ticket bi moo tax ba moom mu bugg a demal boppam wala moom dafa bugg a just lead dafa bugg a nekk president of course moo tax muy push pour mu war a nekkal UDP sa opinion on that
so my opinion on that you have to understand that in Africa soo xoolee throughout setup bi is one and the same parti su amee daf day am njiit boo xam ne moo dee nekk di overall njiit bi moo nekk he's the god
founder and everything
waaw moo dee nekk everything is around him that was a problem in 2016 Darboe bu mu demee they search and search they settled for Adama Barrow but this is just temporary Adama Barrow pour UDP jël ko ñaaka pexe la because Darboe was in there if Darboe was there kenn du toog di wax about some other person but Darboe was in there now Darboe came back Darboe ñëwaat na and Darboe also I mean like I said over the years 22 years you are the leader of the house of course you'll always have that sense of my leader bi my kilifa bi si kër gi Darboe bu mu ñëwee that was what happened Darboe dafa bëgg a take charge of the party dafa bëgg a delluwaat si place boobu mu nekkoon you had people around him ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo wax ne you have to take back your leadership role so loolu and then you have another leader so there are two things it's either Barrow mu surrender mu feel ne okay leader bi ñëw na léegi dama ko delloo place am bi or moom mu taxaw bugg a claim that leadership bi so loolu su amee problème la and then you have the other side Darboe ñëw na you had people around him ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi ko wax ne dañ laa delloo njukkal even Darboe sax su bugutee but you have people around him ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo jinja ñu ngi ko wax ne yow kay foog ñu delloo la njukkal that is a problem so if that gets to Darboe would automatically want to take his position now ñu gis ne after a few months into the coalition government tension starts rearing its head because really I mean Barrow won na leen ne man I want this Barrow never retreated Barrow made it clear to them that I want this I want to take charge of the party I want to take charge of the leadership position so loolu moo nekkoon problem then I mean, clearly there was going to be a fight because if Darboe had said, okay, you know, now we have you, and man, I will just retire in my corner. People will come to him, of course. You're not gonna know. Then la de logical. But most like, okay, I'm done. Man, kai haram talk to small corner bi. You jital waji. That wouldn't have been this problem. So tension be fofula nek. Tension be nyari yepa buga. Dom bi buga na papa bi buga. So I mean, more easy
problem. Okay.
Yes. So I mean, that is what happened, and then I mean, it's going to be interesting in the coming months, how coming weeks and months, how it's all going to play out for the both of them.
Okay.
UDP has been very aggressive on the ground. You get them funega, you get sell an idea, I mean, yes. I mean, clearly, I mean. People will listen to them. You'll have people who will be convinced. You have to join. But of course, you will have people who have to
Okay. But I know they were NPP journalists, but I know very well you're doing your job and you're very neutral and independent. But I'm not feeling so have never feel party. They line your finger boka. But I know you're very independent. Doing like your Daralo have never yingle support. I know that very well. But then that you no nekedi Giss and moves NPP, UDP. So you them closer to December. Kan moy gëna dominate si ñaari parti yi
I think
so far
man binana chili, binana an op-ed on this. I think NPP will dominate. Really, this
but
is not because.
Why exactly?
Okay, there are two things, right? Okay, the resource factor of Mungfa. UDP just a few days ago, they made it clear. That was a press conference, and that was literally begging people to come and buy their ticket. They want to raise funds. These are the money that they want to use. It's going to be so. Amute Halis, you are out. NPP do not have that problem of money, you know. So today they allow. I know okay, you are a journalist. Don't American Halis. But I think that has always been established. Halis more. You have big business, you know, investors. You have sponsors. You have job. Wow. You have party. So that is going to be one issue. The issue of money will count. Joe Biden spent a lot of money, way more than Donald Trump. Winner. So Halis from Amutere Glolu is a problem. NPP has that. Okay, number two, the issue of, you don't joke with that. Man, I don't joke with, at least in Africa. If it were in other climes, yes, I can say, okay, but this is Africa. The incumbency factor is also another thing. People play it down. Okay, Jammeh was an incumbent and he lost the election. But you have to interrogate that. Jammeh nakala nyake election be. Jammeh nakala nyake election be. So, that is very different from an incumbent that is just emerging.
Okay.
An incumbent that is just emerging, because Jammeh defa neka fi ben nit dañ dem be sona. Just like Jawara.
Okay.
The 30 years nit dañ dem be tay. Like I said, lu yaga rek def la de soft. That was what happened in the case of. But this man is just coming, and you have a lot of people, they were fence sitters, or people they went to GDC, for example, but they feel that, okay, no, ñun dañ ñëwoon fii because we thought ne suñ ñëwee fii dafa win. You've seen a lot of people leaving GDC, ñu ngi dem NPP. You've seen a lot of people, they were even in UDP. Lu yaga rek daf la dee soft. UDP, all those people that have been there, this party has fought and fought. Ñi ñoo ko fa nekka.
Okay.
The other day I listened to Maimuna Sise Dabo.
Wow.
You cannot have someone do ko muna gene in UDP ki nga xamne bëgg na UDP raw koku non. But right now mu ne sona na ci he mu ngi ci Barrow. Okay, now it's goodness said Mati mu ngi fi bala ma ñew ci Nene Freda. Now mom dama leen di jox time ngeen wax bu baax. Because Afro Barometer bi moy ñum set ma ngi gis report bu mu share with us. In 2018 they ne ruling party bi. Let's say Barrow was more popular at that particular time, 2018, about 53%, according to Said Mati. I know the name is Lulu Mugena later. Sorry. According to Afro Barometer, send report be not Said Mati.
Exactly, not according to
not Said Mati.
According to Gambians. Yeah, according to Gambians, not
according
even
to Gambians, but then Afro Barometer you def affaire.
Thank you.
So yeah, and then now they say in 2021, Barrow 42% ñoo kind of ne Barrow dafa popular. ñoo ko endorse. So saying ne, so compare the two in 2018 and 2021, it means ne so whole affaire yi get them down, despite the fact that we've seen Barrow get certain projects outside. So what do you think is the main problem? Is it that the guy is not really, how much are the problem? Jangut, wala he's not competent. Wala government has a problem. Pour guy in anything new law hamne dafa attract Gambians. What exactly do you think the main problem? And then we move to Nene.
When it comes to popularity, this is a credible institution. Afro Barometer, they are doing a wonderful job in this country in providing certain statistics and certain facts to the Gambian people. Wonderful job they are doing. In terms of Barrow popularity, I think, this is my opinion, I think when it comes to the elite section of society, Barrow is hugely unpopular. Like when I mean elite section, those at least they've been to school, they follow politics very well. They follow politics very well. You understand issues. I think these are the people all the time when you mention Barrow, they will be like, no, he's incompetent. But if you go to certain people, they don't even know the vice president of this country. They don't even know the ministers of this country. And you know majority. To tell the truth, these are the majority. Mark here that we just fortunate and we went to school and we understand and we can sit here and interrogate issues and understand issues. But you have people out there, so they may sit down. I mean Fatou went to a certain village mu waxtaan ak gars yi bëgg a def this show mu laajte jigéen bi vice president bi naka la xamul ne sa vice president bi is jigéen la. So these people when they see a president, a leader, a leader is always popular among these people because these people don't know. This is a country of, I mean, at least 2 million people. So if you, for example, if you have an elite population of just maybe 400,000 and you think that Barrow is unpopular, I mean, if you want to use that as the yardstick, then problem am na.
Okay.
So, I mean, among the elites, I will say, if you go to the social media networks, Facebook, Barrow is hugely unpopular. Can bugut Barrow.
Okay.
If it is 100%, 90% be bugut ko.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
okay.
Nañu si Nene.
That is man noonu
Sa
laa ko
opinion. Okay, Nene, nañu si yow sa gis-gis between the UDP and NPP, and then we'll come down to yeneen political parties yi ak tamit Barrow lu mu nekk di def so far, if he is popular or not. Nene, sa gis-gis.
Okay, thank you very much, Ansu Jack. Di nuyu ñi ñuy seetaan. And just wanting to shake my soldiers a little bit, didn't know CA is considered a Manjago party. So for that reason, I want to speak to my Manjago people. But you tingy, and then you pay my entry.
Yeah, smart. You have lang ka di wala.
Inji manchi Manjago, Uncle Terra, puchi Manjago.
Well, all is PR.
Manjago di kapur. Manjago mampet mak.
No. So small question because yang PR lang njara for a chat for this.
Of course.
Okay, now small question. Small answer. Nene.
I need to brag about that now.
Okay.
Well, anyway, coming back to the topic. I mean, UDP, NPP, Pullman, I think it's the best of two evils. They've already said it here. NPP was born out of UDP. And of course, we all know, the woman don't follow for Mbukanyo Suten, told being a lot ne, call Tata Nyame. And don't Kabiring Nakalinkahate, Futuo, Kabiring Futuo Bediare, told being a call Bekelanyane, Kabiring Futuo Pasta. Abanta, Kabiring Futuo Banta Fadan, Haje, call Bekatanyade. So, the woman do, and don't yan Lampol be married.
Okay.
But then again, you know, us, we couldn't say anything to the government, whether it is true or not. But then now it's like we're expected to all join and criticize. Yes, there's so many things we can say about Barrow. There's so many wrong things that we can say. But then, again, you have to say it out of principle, out of the facts, not because of your joining a certain camp and all that. You understand? Man non la ko gisem. But then when you finish, understand? I don't think ne come no Laminjai. I mean, yes, you're a journalist, you do your analysis and all that. But then again, I'm not even liking it the way focusing it on these two political parties.
Of course, we'll come to other parties.
Hold it there, and understand.
Okay.
And
exactly.
But you know,
because
okay,
these are...
Okay, listen. The reason why I'm saying it, we're not here from 7 o'clock till 12 o'clock. Hang on, hold on. Okay.
But he gave us that question.
Exactly. Wait.
Okay, Nene.
But you can answer it the way you want it.
Okay, Nene.
Because they are not the deciders of the election. Because like Sid Matthew say, NPP will win elections. Even though they believe that they can, but even though they're the incumbent, even though they have all the resources at their disposal, it doesn't mean that they're going to win it. It's impossible.
Okay.
Say that?
I think they can.
Okay. Proceed.
You're dreaming.
Proceed.
And keep dreaming.
Okay, go ahead.
But then again, you come here, UDP, understand, in as much as they have a lot of support, they have a lot of following, they too cannot win this election on their own, going solo.
Okay.
It's impossible. Let's be realistic. In as much as we all support parties, we love our parties, but then there are also realities on the ground. You understand? And then again, I will not even choose, it's the best of two evils. Both of them, I think, they're not much difference, because 6 and 9. Okay? At the end of the day, when it comes to image issues, both parties have image issues. Okay?
Now, what is the problem with Adama Barrow, NPP? Is an image. Let me say an image problem. You mentioned Lul.
Well, bullet Adama Barrow for 3 years when you want to
And what else?
And is that not an image issue?
Okay.
The biggest among everything else.
Okay. What else? No, go ahead.
But anyways, if that doesn't bother you, it bothers like-minded people, okay, except you.
Okay.
So we have that as a problem, and I don't think any right-minded, somebody who, in their right frame of mind, will want to support that for another term, okay? When you see the plight of the citizens at this current situation, so that cannot continue. And then when you are in UDP, it's the same image issue that they really need to fix. Like Esa talked about, internal democracy, you look at the UDP, I have a problem with that. NPP, they are going to fend. And I just want to be clear here. You know, when they come UDP, I'm going to flag bearer fiber. I think they choose Dabo as the flag bearer of the party already.
No, I've said that.
Oh, okay. Because you said the two of them, we don't know who's going to lead them. UDP, at least we know Dabo Momolendi lead. Okay, so that is done and dusted.
Okay.
But NPP, we don't know because they neither here nor there. Okay, but then it's likelihood Barrow may lead. Okay, but then.
I said nothing can stop Barrow from contesting.
Okay, that's fine. But that's sitting here. But as right now, we cannot all say authoritatively because they've not officially presented him to us as the flag bearer. Yes, he's the head of the party. Yes, he's the head of NPP or whatever. So we just need to be, because I want to always speak on facts, what is on the ground, not speculations or assumptions.
Okay.
Of course, without a doubt, the first to decide.
Okay,
we are always clear.
Okay.
So man, not like I say that. Understand? So at the end of the day, people need to think outside the box. We are tired of this old narrative of not taking us anywhere. You look at it, yes, UDP has been in existence for what, 24 years, or 24, if I'm right, 23, 24, getting to 25. But then again, look at their history. I mean, all this fight and history and struggle or whatever, they're not, peculiar in it. A lot of people have done it. But then again, we acknowledge, we recognize everything that the party has gone through, especially the party leader. But then, in terms of national-wise, what have they achieved? Because if you want to measure them, they have been more consistent in failure than successes or achievement. So why would anybody right now want to think, okay, at this trying time, at this dying moment, want to say that you want to give them the chance to lead?
Okay.
Purman, in my opinion, I think I've tested them. 2 years of them being in that government, what have they done? You understand? They supported, emboldened, empowered everything that Barrow was doing until when they were out, then they saw the mirror, the other side.
Okay.
So man, I cannot trust them. Barrow mom, nit ki balanko dimbale fekk mu xam mu man. Ñaka xam nak day yaxa, ñaka man day yaxa, ñaka dégg day yaxa. Loolu nak mo ca fees. So nit ñi nañ ubbi seen bot ñu xam foofu lañ toll fu mu nekk nii.
ok now nee na la tali balaa ñu dem si Dudu Dia léegi yow ñaari parti kan nga foog ne moo gën a am loo xam ne is marketable let's say from the outside parties yu nekk si biti yow yaa ngi si ne ñoom dinañ easily join let's say NPP or dinañ easily join UDP among these two parties ban party nga foog ne parti yeneen yi dinañ easily join benn parti si ñaari parti yi xam nga understand nga lu ma wax.
déedéet understand
lu ma miin mooy for example UDP suñ taxawee NPP join NPP taxaw ban parti si parties yu fi nekk apart from these two parties ne parti ñaari yi la ñoo likely join.
Well, I'm not in those parties to be able to know who they will align with.
So opinion, of course, yaa ngi gis the trend bi nu mu nekk dem and everything.
No, I can only speak about
now
myself.
let's take example of APRC ban parti nga foog ne likely la ñoo join ñaari parti yi nii.
ban parti
APRC ban parti
APRC la moo join.
UDP ak NPP ban parti let's say APRC ban parti la moo join si ñaari.
I think the chances are join Adama Barrow than
But why?
Well, you look at history.
Okay.
You understand? APRC and UDP, they have a long-standing history.
Okay.
But it has never been cordial.
Okay.
So if they both want to look at the past, you understand? I don't think it will be easy for them to sit at one table to agree on things.
Okay.
That's the realistic. You understand?
Okay.
And maybe at some point in time, with the change of leadership, with the emergence of the young people, they might be able to get past all those things and look at the interests of country. But currently, I don't see that happening.
Okay, Dudu Dia, sa opinion on the same question, mooy UDP, NPP, again, then we'll come down to discussion. Sa opinion, and ñu dem si Basamba.
jërëjëf Ansu fi ma ko tibee rek mooy 2016 lañ gis ne GDC bokk ci field bi and loolu has made a difference because soo ñëwee on the side of APRC liñ la wax mooy dañ lose because of GDC like kan there was APRC mu génn a form partem so jël na lu bari ci APRC nobody can doubt that and it's not only APRC like Gambia dañ am ñu ñoo wax undecided voters ñoo xam ne suñ toppee parti sax dafa am luñ see seet suñ ko gisul bàyyi nañ ñu toog oo ñu toxu feneen so ñooñu tam they contribute a lot in it ñëwing into 2019 si lañ gis gap mu juddu gap fan la jógee GDC so dañ jël si GDC loolu dafa wàññi lu bari si GDC either ñu accept ko or not because ku bokka ci yow su génnee rek am lum yóbbu from end of 2019 ñu commencé di dégg IEC ñu wax ne parti yu bari ñu ngay ñëw man foofu laa started di analyse ne no single political party dina mën a win di 2021 elections. loolu yaaga naa ko wax. ñu bari suñ demee si archives in my interviews I've been saying it. But NPP UDP ñëpp luñ wax loolu moo fa nekk neexoon na. te li amoon suñ waxee dëgga président bi moom ba mu ñëwee dafa ne munut mu jël yëpp teg si seen loxo. suñ toppee di narration gis nañ lu bari ifun appointment see yëpp moom dafa mel ni dañ koo yëgal rek ne ko lii ak lii mooy xew mbiri mu ngi doon doxee noonu. waaye fu mbokkante bi ñëwee mooy kan ma war a jiite parti bi. te nit ki du taxaw mu contest election win nekk président nga ne léegi moom dafa war a jël a backstage. you know warut a feeñ warut a continuer muy jiite foofu su fa mbokkante amee rek dina isi yi fi boppam. and issue bi yëpp foofu la. kan moo war a jiite UDP. because Barrow ci boppam lu mu doon wax moom UDP président la vice président bi UDP la. muy lis lu bari it was all UDP. waaye congress bu mu amee fekk dafa tukki woon. ñu def congress si gannaawam ñu ne Dabo lañ def di party leader and di flag bearer. bu mu ñibbisee si airport bi lu mu wax mu ne moom independent président la. so foofu la dynamics si started di change. from a UDP président to independent président. loolu rek nit ñi gis ne diggante bi du war a mun a continuer. parce que Lamine Ndiaye wax na ko ñoom ñaar yëpp benn mbir mi benn toogu bi la ku nekk mu bugg a faa toog. so amee ku fa toog rek den keneen ki ayda mu bokk ak ñoom mu nanguli am wala mu ut yi fi boppa waaye dafa jafe ci ku falu ba pare toog président nga ne kooku léegi na wàcca dafa war a bootu ci parti bi nekk a low profile dafa mel ni moom suñ ko defu de flag bearer he was going to lose the presidency parce que du mun a contest unless mu dem independent ticket te Gambia fii independent ticket pour nga win presidential waxuma du musa am de waa it will be very difficult because politics bi si liñ ko base dafa métti torop nga ñëw génn as independent yow kenn rek nit ñi jox la carte and undecided voters bi pour man ñoom ñoo ëppa te ñoom lu ñoo seet mooy ban candidate mooy taxaw lan nga la naa dig wala lan nga am o ñaata kóolute lañ am ci yow loolu is very important pour ñu make a decision ñu support la waaye li ma bëgg a wax rek diggante NPP UDP problème bi yëpp foofu la but on the other hand incumbency doo ko dee xeeb ma la ñu bari tey soo waxee ñu ne la Barrow one term président la parce que su jaalee you'll see a lot of change dama laa jox just a bit of statistics coup d'état am na 94 yaa Jammeh ñoo na di junta 96 ñu sumeeku contest still people ñu bari they were opposing it knowing from 96 coming into 2001 ba tey ñu bari ñu ngi doon bañ but fu politics bi change mooy 2006 to 2011 mun naa la ne Gambia yëpp was APRC like majority ñëpp was in it but yaaxu fu mu commencé 2012 2013 fa la yëpp commencé di yaaxu ñëw into 2014
lan moo happen between 2012 lan moo happen on diggante bi
waaw li happen mooy waaw lu happen mooy during that period a lot in people ñoo xam ne dem into exile ñi dañ réer ñi dañ leen tëj ñi dañ leen rëy daxa bi bari so the dynamic started changing moo tax ñu bari dañ naan ne Jammeh dafa liggéey ba 2010 ñoom foofu lañ ko piin moo tax ma ne la 2011 elections bi still people were there but from that moving to 2016 si la affaire yi change and social media contributed a lot because a lot of propaganda liñ doon push not of they rape ay jigéen dañoo sacrifice ay xale media contributes a lot in the minds of the people ñun suñ liggéey la in the media there's a philosophy or a belief like a repeated lie in the eyes of the people becomes truth soo jëlee fen saa yu nekk di ko tegal nit ñi ñu ko dégga di ko gis su yàggee dañ koo góom
okay now then Dudu yow da nga bëgg a assaat ne like lu doon happen at that particular time let's say ne fen la and then now yaa ngi mention fii media bi we know media bi playing a part but then activism I'm playing a part of it a lot because gang don't gain I think I'm said nekkoon a victim at one time but da nga bëgg a wax ne let's say for example set buñ ko téye woon and everything ñu téye ko mile two so that was a lie
no
ne luñ ko whatever lu xewoon within that thing
fii you are missing the point fii ma laa isi mooy lu ñu publish on media not what was affecting people
but that's what I'm saying Dudu set buñ ko téye woon for example ñu yóbbu ko mile two media houses dañ bindoon ne lii moo happen so was that a lie because yow la wax ne moo nekk media bi lu ñu doon take outside public bi di ko receive or di ko consume was totally false.
I gave examples. Example yow for ma HR ak man li ma explain.
But I'm just asking you a question. Na answer like
okay.
Yes.
I can come to that.
Like la rek.
So you say the case of Said. Okay. As an individual moom mun naa génn mu wax. Waaye tey suñu la ne dafa
no chance pour wax because
mais ma suñ la ne dañ sacrifice ak ay xale fan la xewee you know, you just read the stories nga dégg the audios, but the realities doo ko gis. waaye suñ la ne seet mu ngi mile 2 mun nga ko seeti mile 2. You will know that okay, this is something factual.
But we don't allow people. No, in most cases.
Of course.
No,
of course. In most cases, loo soxla biir mile 2 like she can guide them and your documentation. Still now loolu moo fa nekk. They don't allow everybody into mile 2.
But there are victims yoo xam ne dañ la wax ne duñ allow even seen jabar yi wala seen family members yi dem.
Dafa depend what they are accused of. It is still happening. I'm telling you.
Okay, nañ dem.
Like for example with Yankuba Toure, not everybody can go to him. I'm not certain people, they will restrict you. Lolo dama feel it is in our prison system. Don't they allow everybody that access? You know, Lolo it is a number hamne mu happen.
Okay.
But I'm allowing social media played a big role in effecting change. You know, not everything was factual. Mota Manela, I know what the media was peddling. I want that time said I don't gather a lot of statistics, but at the end, the family lumo going to understand in the dynamics of politics. Mota Marco on them. For example, so Ansu Gene mu comment, like the people knew they respond to the comment. We know binda what tribe they are, their age. Yes, I was gauging all that. For more understand the mindset of the people in Dondef. I did a lot of research on that. Lolo da flat dimbelenga ham politics bifi no more. Okay. So all those was not based on facts. Limala won si incumbency moy. Example, Adama Barrow suware jala. Right now lim feel moy. Lifaneka is a coalition government. Do you fi bopam? Okay, suware jala ñu sanel ko karta dañu ne okay bi through NPP la Barrow mo win. I'm giving you examples. Dafa mëna change lu bari. Sine legi I am in charge. Li la wara teddal ni lay doxale.
Okay.
And if you have a lot of people ñom ne ñom ngay isi nga def some changes and things started to change. He is going to be there for a long time if he walks his way properly. You'll see a big effect. Even 96, Newbury, when the junta came, you make a contest. Newbury Lungison, it was going to be short-lived. But people were taken aback. To the extent, 30th December attack in 2014, people feel that to the extent you cannot change through the ballot box. They have to use force. What all the while, a lot of coup d'etat attempt. You know, statistics minimum limlajo moy 17 coup attempts within a span of like 22 years. So lolu mola ne on the other side ñena ñu luñ believe moy to use force. So incumbency do ko undermine. Amna di norm fi ñena ñi dañoo ne ñom duñ musa nek opposition ku fa tok dañoo anda yow. Lo def ci ñom baxna. Ñom da they will never be opposition. Legi incumbency bi tam luñ dé yakar ci mom dafa bari. Borom xaalisi businessman ni contractors yi dañoo gis ne suma démé ci opposition bi man may jox opposition be xaalis ñoom dañ ma promise rek suñu winé suñu ñëw in government ñeneen ñi they will not play that game. I would rather go to koo xam ne su ma génne xaalis teg ko I will be in business dinaa mun a invest dinaa mun a def lii so moo tax doo undermine incumbency. The international community tam dañ am seen interest loo xam ne in as much as suñ gisee ni the incumbency ñun luñ bugg a mun koo support ñoom tam dañoo wéeru foofu. If you defy them you are a dictator nañ la xeer pour nga génn keneen ñëw. So world politics tam dafa am a part ci loo xam ne mooy dox ñun internally mun nañoo toog ñu ne déedéet but outside influence tam bul ko undermine bul ko underrate. am na lu bari lu mun a change within the short span. World politics soo ko understanding lim mun a change waxuma la within weeks within minutes it can create a lot of impact and xaalis bu ñoo ut ñoom ñoo ko amee ñoo ko defar ñoom ñooy empower ko
so du yow media bi dafa am loxo si sa wax daal.
Even right now the media is doing something about
so media bi to your opinion media is against Adama Barrow or not?
No, partly. Example, su demee in any gathering su wéeroo sax just a bit nataal nañ ko ne his
so loolu is not coming from political parties?
No.
da nga bëgg a ne media bi?
No. Su ma waxee media in general ñëpp fa nekk. The political
social media bi I understand.
The activities are there, the undecided voters. But nit ñi li ñoo gis it has an impact on them. That is natural.
Basamba
even sooy jànga dañ laa woon ne looy dégga di ko gis di ko laal you learn faster through that than ngay déglu rek without seeing or without not touching.
Basamba sa opinion about political environment bi right now?
Political environment bi asalaamaaleykum maa ngi nuyu suñ seetkat yi yëpp seetaatkat yi waaw waaye dama nit moo expression waaw xam nga loolu dina change daan lu ma ñëw ma because ñu ne président si Africa président yi ñu ne seetkat yi ñoo leen dee teg foofu noonu so ku amul seetkat bu correct dafa mën a toog because su ma gaa yi di bi ñu ne fu ñu dem ñu xool rek ñoom lañ leen di gis
sa opinion
waaw suma opinion mooy I think the political reality is very, let me, volatile. Doko de muna understand. Yo yang johe figures. Ngane Barrow dafa unpopular from 2018, 2021. Difference boma.
Rating for them down, right?
Yeah. From 51, not 50 something percent.
Well, to 43.
To 43.
Yeah, 53. I think 53
think that's
to
still
43. I'm not really pretty sure.
That's the ruling party.
Okay.
I think that's still a big majority. Looking at the political reality and the how many parties we have, it's less than half. But you know what? At the end of the day, going by 1997 constitution, we just need a simple majority to win.
Okay.
And that's good enough simple majority to win. And then Barrow having all of those resources at his disposal, he stand a big chance of winning. I think propaganda bi dafa am solo bu baax. Ku gën a bokk ci propaganda. Ku gën a nekk ci social media. There are a lot of people yoo xam ne dañ leen di attract from that end. But the thing is like, we all believe and we all understand ne these two political parties lu nekk seen diggante moo gën a métti than any other political party. Seen diggante like miss of the program wax na ko fi sey moo fa amoon sey bi yaaxu na so ku nekk foog mu wone ne moom moo war a win moom moo fa war a nekk because Barrow lu amoon mooy Barrow dañ ko xeeb te presidency doo xeeb kenn ku fa nekk they learn on the job and he learned faster as he learned on the job. Yes, you see? Respectfully. Respectfully.
Is that by someone saying Barrow, not President Barrow? I told you that before the end of the show he will say Barrow.
I'm not criticizing Mako. Man nekuma deko honor Barrow in a disrespectful manner. President Barrow. So President Barrow, you can always. So President Barrow stand a big chance. Because from nekk ni ñun understand woon ne président dina dem ba am sañ-sañ ba am fit taxawal parti mu kenn xalaatu ko
okay
soo gisee mu xalaat ko mu bëgg koo def dafa riid ne moom am na the resources am na the people ba am na the support bi sam fan la jógee fu mu jógee la jógee because so percentage boo doon boobu dafa wàññeeku su dee dafa wàcca ba 15% mooy la kon amul chance 41% ba tey moom mooy majority 41% lu fa des jëlal loolu nga jox UDP 15%.
nañ xool si report yi Afrobarometer bi mooy ne 2018 57% la nga and then now kaa ñu ngi 43%. Now 57 bi lan nga foogoon ne moo tax ba that 57 moo am. Was it because of UDP nu ñu nekkoon ci government
waaw lu génn si 57 bi mooy UDP I think. Waaw loolu soo ko seetee from 41 xam nga léegi ba tey Barrow mooy the majority. I think this is the reality. But the thing is like we have a good 5 months to go or 6 months to go. And ku gën a am xaalis ku gën a am resources ku gën a campaign di nga am an opportunity to win some votes. But the truth of the matter is Barrow, this means everything to him. Barrow still mu ne ñu jox ko chance because dafa bokkoon ak nit ñi government bi te am na ñoo tam ñu ngi ci woon doon liggéey moom waaye dañ doon jaaxa nekkuñ di defar moom kenn lu moo mun a def su ko bokkutee kenn am na a different direction fu ñoo yóbbu loolu la nekk di wax fu mu dem so chance boobu noonu pour ñu jox ko Barrow mu ngi ñu si campagne bi la bokka we have the political reality bi mooy am nañ voters yoo xam ne ñoom loolu la ñoo déglu loolu la ñoo bëgg a understand ñu fa bokkoon léegi bokkatuñ fa ñoom tam UDP ñu ngi wone ne ñun Barrow dañ bokkoon Barrow waa Barrow dafa xamutoon lu moo def the président xamutoon lu moo moo tax ñun ñu génna ñu bëgg a ñoom tam ñu jël dëkk bi ñu yóbbu ko nuñ ko war a yóbbi so da ngaa gis ne ba tey ñu toog di xool situation bi ñu decide anguñ but there are other parties like APRC you cannot take them away from the equation lean towards and then what I'm seeing APRC are leaning towards supporting Barrow because Barrow moo am doole boo xam ne loo xam ne ñoom soxla nañ ko kon fu mu nekk ne ñoom luñ bëgg a mooy seen party leader the former president mu ñëw they have a whole lot of list soo xam ne ñu ngi ko negotiate ak Barrow and the presidency loolu suñ ko amee ñooñu dañ koo jox seen support the presidency mooy the only authority to give them what they want look at GDC look at the other parties ñoo xam ne they are still we know that the other coalition parties most of them are aligned with Barrow than UDP. That is the reality. The other parties like Gambia Action Party, because as ñëpp dañ ko doon déglu mu ne he is the next government or he is going to make the next government. He's going to be part of the next government. So we are not talking about them as well. CA they're also here. I think they're also going to contribute a little bit. These two parties you win. But I think what is most certain, there might be a coalition of other small parties. So when I mean other small parties, you recently registered parties. I'm not undermining any party. There will be a coalition from that end. I think UDP, they know them on their own, Barrow move them on their own. And then there will be no second round. But Sidi Kantebi, the game that plays along, Sibir. Because I'm not your hamna sa dañoo ne seen parti sa dañoo ne bul votal ñi bul ñu votal ñun kii lañ bëgg a soppi kon ñun duñ win votal al Barrow so si biir 5 months bi dañoo gis lu bëri there are a lot of challenges there are a lot of opportunities but I think the competition, the bigger competition is still between the president's party and UDP.
Okay, so from nekk nii lu ñoo def mooy Balde nag ñoo playal advert Tamala bi and then ñu continue waxtaan yi because lu ñu desee si time bi is just 35 minutes or even 40 su ñëwee den ma wax ak Said Mati and then ñu dem towards closing programme bi Balde playal ñu advert bi and then ñu ñëw back.
Elinu jëmale kanam sama gaay waaw daf dama dugg ndaw xam ni xaw a changé un peu les idées maas biir Tamala ci say bët te nga ne benn góor xajatul ci sa hurt yaa ngi muñ yaa ngi jàpp yaa ngi jéem yaa ngi def yaa ngi topp yaa ngi dem ñoo ñu dund suñu love the story you gonna cover ci real love bàyyi ma soo wax ba ma teg ci bët why taking a down bus when you left to go rek mo koy fay du danga ba ñepp
man man parce que man ni xaar bu baax ma ngi ni nak ci Gambia nek model Tabala di wax gaay nak Tabala moy bu baax ni moy
dum lek lu man la bi ma jox ben ma lek ak na do na metti tay ñi
ñu ngi leen di dalal baak ci waxtaani gis-gis yi tey bi tey dañoo waxtaanee li nga xam ne mooy luy xew ci politique yi Gambia ba tax tey man ak suma panélistes yi ñu ngi analyse maanaam NPP UDP doy ak political parties yi yëpp yu nekk Gambia ci yan jéego lañ nekk now Said Mati naa ñëw ak yow ñu ngi gis not long ago APRC seen militants yi gars yi génn di protest and then ñu ngi wax ne Yaya Jammeh dafa am pour ñëw back because there was an agreement boo xam ne was signed ne government ni Gambia bi ñoo ko signed and then ñu gis Sankare mu génn mooy spokesperson bi ne government ni Barrow bi moom consult na Adama Barrow but then daf ko wax lu leer ne ñoom signuñ benn agreement now Yaya Jammeh mi ngi wax ne ci bama code dafa ne I'm coming back they said they drove me out of this country apart from Allah nobody can take me out of this country so sa gis-gis do you think ne agreement because man bu ma fi nekkoon gisoon naa benn draft boo xam ne was shared on social media but do you think ne na agreement bi first let's start with that na agreement bu gaa yi nekk di wax ak Yaya Jammeh lu ma was in place first and then ñu ñëw si yeneen
yeah because I mean you know the first thing for us moo nekk ne I mean as long as Jammeh Gambian like he has every right to be here what's gonna happen to him or luy xew tamit you know it's up to the politics waaw ak yooyu noonu so I think it's important to say that agreement what happened on was you know from our perspective what was communicated Monica there was an agreement you know and that contributed to the fact ne moo taxoon Jammeh dem but subsequently you know, even from the early days, you know, we're hearing that was not an agreement, nobody signed anything. So whether it was or it wasn't, you know, it is still not clear. And I think the lack of clarity still, Monica, the issue, you know, surround that issue. But then the bottom line, Monica, well, he's from this country. I mean, exile, but if there are any issues you have, he has to address, and people arrest him for those things. I mean, he's a citizen of this country, so he's not above the law. Nobody's above the law, so those things must be separate. But I am not still even sure the agreement because you know it was more of an MOU between you know the two contestants, the mediators, and I think the UN. In particular, you know, Chambers himself, facilitate those processes, need to come out clearly to say, you know, whether this MOU was an agreement between all these parties or it was just drafted for everybody to adopt it or not. But because on the Barrow's camp, you sign an agreement. On this other side, they say they sign an agreement. I mean, it's also the same with the coalition agreement. Signing ko. I mean, it's creating a lot of confusion. So those things need to be clarified, I think.
Okay, now, said Mati, according to how you're saying things, Adama Barrow gis nañ coalition bi 7 political parties yu ñëwoon 2016. Ne dafa war a serve for 3 years and then mu génn. Loolu stick to that. Do you think that if there is any trade between APRC and NPP right now, ne Yahya Jammeh dina take Barrow serious? Because I know one of the key trade point bu gaay di use mooy nekk ne Yahya Jammeh na ñëw. But do you think that Yahya Jammeh dina trust NPP? Let's start with that.
I mean, the exposure as to what happened on the Jammeh regime is on the Barrow administration, whether it is the TRRC, I'm not it was a witch hunting exercise. It was more or less targeted towards him. But I guess in the politics time, as I will talk about this, there is no permanent enemy or permanent friend. I think politics, it is more about interest. And what is the interest of a party, and how do they see nascent interest reflects the wider interest of the population? Because parties are supposed to aggregate the interest of the population. Speaking of APRC, send primary interest, but now I'm questioning to what extent what kind of influence in terms of the power APRC at this minute. Yaya Jammeh's coming, would that improve on their electoral outcome, or would it just boost send presence in government? And I think those are issues needs to be questioned. But for me, at the end, whether they want Jammeh to come back, whether they want their resources government be jël nañ ko teg nañ ci loxo back, those are all very relevant points I think for APRC perspective, these are issues would be put forward. But one of the things that I see in this country, after the change, there has been a lot of exclusionary politics. And that created a lot of tension within the wider society. Politics transitions are always very difficult. On this side, on all sides. So those are very difficult points to exactly know and how they're going to navigate towards the political process. Because the perception with regards to APRC, Dudu talked about the framing around the human rights violation, because Jammeh lu tax mu gëna fini framing bu nit yi joxone moy media bi moy diaspora bi in particular, because the mistake bu mu defoon mo nek there was no public sphere fi nit yi du ñaa mëna discourse politics da nga gis ne discussion bi yëpp dafa shift to online, and online bi mom is weapon of the week. Everybody ko xamne dafa lifin rek mu na tok kiram bina something and then they share those things, and still social media baa ngi exist, and right now those discussions are still ongoing. But then what the party want and how they're going to navigate through those issues, I think in due course we will know. But for now, I think APRC, for us recently, in December we said that APRC are kingmakers. Anybody ko hamne amna APRC, because they still have a very solid base. Bo hamne, they can influence elections at some point. Whether they're going to go alone, or if they're going alone, they will never win. But when they back somebody, there is a very strong chance ne kooku dina muna level. But who is going to be Bobo Hamuñ?
Okay, now bala ma ñëw because of time léegi dama jox ku nekk mu am enough time pour and then ñoo la ñu mën a strategize things. Okay, now APRC nañ look at APRC set kan nga foog ne mooy taxaw? A simple question.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know yet. Jammeh is still the supreme leader, but I don't think chances of Jammeh contesting, I think, is very slim. But I also expect the APRC has been an old party, so there's a possibility that but somebody as popular, as decisive, sort of compared to Jammeh, I'm yet to see that. But
okay.
Of course, swing politics, as much as they are parties, look what they're gonna determine more the personality. What is the charisma of the individual, how trustworthy. Those are issues you have what we call social capital.
Okay.
Determine.
Okay.
But of course, I honestly, Fabakary is there. He's been doing quite I think for me personally, he's one of the most experienced politician in this country, Fabakary. But I don't think, I mean, he's a potential candidate for the party. So I am seeing APRC moving closer to a coalition rather than presenting a candidate. But you know, time will tell.
But then can bala ma ñu ci esa
I mean, hamaguma right now.
APRC
maybe people will tell us, but gisaguma, you know, gisaguma anybody ko hamne, you know, it can mobilize. Maybe amul time.
No, I mean partner. Like APRC ñanga fa ne ñu lañu partner with.
Like
Party, sorry.
I mean, they are talking about, they have been discussing with quite a number of parties. So I think still they are navigating.
Okay.
Because I mean, coalition, you know, you need to, every party wants to win election.
Okay.
So the partnership needs to be very solid because there's a lot of things you have to calculate. What is the perception? I'm the parties you have, they will never, you know, people mention here with UDP and APRC, it is not expected that you didn't join together.
Okay.
So therefore maybe APRC will likely join smaller parties, you know, and parties you have to accept the APRC organization, and then you ignore based on the narratives you have on and you have in the past. But there are people you have they are still, you know, the violence, they link the violence that happened in the past to APRC, and I think those are some of the image problems that they still are confronted with. So it's going to be very difficult for me to.
Okay. Esa. So opinion about Yahya Jammeh.
But can I clarify on something on the Afrobarometer survey?
Okay. Well, exactly.
So we said trust in leadership.
Mike said.
Trust in institution and leaders. You know, so and then the findings is that, you know, people trust more on the security institutions than they trust on elected leaders, because elected leaders like the president is based on the work of the president, and we've seen that there has been a serious decline in terms of that. And you need to explain as to the promises that were made, like the 3 years or the failed constitutional process. You understand why there's a decline. But then in terms of ruling opposition parties, we see that people trust less the opposition political parties in this country, even though this time they have increased by 20%, 2 percentage points. So of course, even though the trust is low, but still people increase. And you know, and then local government, all elected leaders, I mean, trust level has gone down. I think it's only the military that has 2 percentage point increase. You know, but making them like the third most trusted institution after religious and then traditional leaders, then police. Then you know, we are showing people are not really happy in terms of the elected leadership in this country, whether it's the parliament or presidency or that.
But they carry out sen survey. So exactly.
So survey we interview like 1,200 Gambians, sample around the country. So survey teams they do all over. I mean, based on the sampling, and we use the GBOS 2013 census frame, and surveys. These opinion surveys are more like testing the water. So what we do, Monica, just to test what people are saying is perception, because perception of their change. More than you want in 2018, this was the thinking, and now you know the thinking based on some of these realities may change. So we use GBOS census data, and I always say the sampling is more like ngai toga, nga horom ko den nga mos. You know that's what we're trying to do, because 1,200, of course, people will say it's not all Gambians, but the way we selected it, that's the power one in terms of religion, in terms of region, in terms of do further analysis to say, well, in Upper River, for instance, people say that their problem is water, and some of these surveys Giss, and then some of these realities from the public. So what we do is basically sampling, and then you test from that.
Okay, thank you very much, Seth. Esa, Yahya Jammeh nunjaya properties ne foog nga ne NPP, because dañoo ne government ni Adama Barrow. Now NPP ndax APRC dinañ war a partner with NPP right now because of government ni Adama Barrow jaay nañ properties sa gis-gis on that.
Well, before getting to that, dama bëgg just contribute on the issue of incumbent tone opposition in Africa. Mostly foog naa nit ñi dañ dee have such political parties nga xam ne they were once in power, and then you turn opposition and they are like, ñii moom they are done, they are dead. I always say that nit ñi dañ war a bàyyi seen xel. Wax na fi about affaire APRC being kingmakers. So what happened in Zambia in 1991, 1992, when multi-party democracy started. Kenneth David Kaunda lost power to Frederick Chiluba. Kaunda's party, UNIP party, was gaining momentum in parliament specifically. And Chiluba recognized that, knew very well that if something was not done to Kaunda, he could regain power, because the popularity was there, it was coming. So that was where he doctored the constitution, manipulate core to prevent Kaunda from contesting elections. And also whether we have a similar situation in the Gambia, where Barrow is going to do something to prevent Jammeh from contesting elections. So anyway, about Jammeh's return, for instance, you know, I think APRC will have a problem with trust issue with Barrow. Because this is someone who has manifested to Gambians. Waxoon na fi 3 years mu bañ. Waxoon na fi maybe 1 term. Léegi mu ngi xalaat 10 years, now 15 years. Understand? APRC will have this trust issue. Whether if they agree with Barrow to say Jammeh should come back, will Jammeh come back before the elections or will Jammeh come back after elections? So Barrow realized, after election, like, okay, that's fine. Then I'm agreement, right? So election we pass, no, harango. Signing. No, in fact, we did not sign it. Understand? So they'll have that problem. But then when it comes to, you know, Aferi Jammeh returning in this country, the last time started in Coffee, but then time be allowed no one. I mean, for me, I think Jammeh's case is a different one. It's quite different. And there's some people will say, Jammeh Bayon Nafi Jawara Mudelu Siwat as a former statesman, we can do the same according the same thing. Maluma de wahni you always moinin. Jammeh is different from Jawara in the sense that Jammeh defa njeka ton Jawara muton Gambians by illegally and unconstitutionally removing a democratically elected government. That is one. The human rights issues and all that, those are separate issues. TRRC concluded its hearings today, and we knew all what happened within the 2 years of public hearings, the things that, you know, were said, you know, victims, perpetrators, and all that. Lulu is another kettle of fish, another discussion. You know, the properties. I mean, I think APRC going into alliance with any political party, especially the NPP, obviously that's very clear. Guy Wahon Lulu, you know, repeatedly they've said that. One of their conditions or their interest is not only about Jammeh's return, but also about send properties in seas, according to them. Those things, for you buy land, for them to get access to those things. Because Hamneng, the stake, if those resources are not given back to them, it's really going to cost them a lot in the 2021 election. So Balanyo them to have, you know, coalition with any political party, it's good. Those things need to be clear.
Those properties are already sold, right?
Yeah, but then those things need to be clear. Is it that you're going to... Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Is it that you are going to reassure them of, you know, something has to be there. Exactly. Something like that. Something has to be there. Affair between APRC UDP, manamare gis, you know, hajak musla dal. These two can mom, I don't know. But when it comes to NPP, you realize that for Barrow, because it's not only about the NPP, it's also about the government. Like you have some, for instance, the technocrats. So wholly within the government, it seems like there is a division. Understand? Because always Barrow, okay, some sit in Damona State House to talk to Barrow about whatever project that he wanted. Manamade Wahne, Samsi didn't have a hidden agenda. Lola them. That was to relate his exactly about this project. Man, I think that was just an excuse. But then you realize also, when you started, you were,
he's working on it, and
I understand. What I'm saying is, some city more them KMC muna ignore nenko. There are different departments and ministries that can work on that. Barrow, you don't need to see Barrow for that.
No, the paperwork I want to assure you, like I helped him.
No, I understand.
You know,
I understand.
all that he wrote, I did the formatting and
that's fine.
It is in progress.
That's
I just
fine.
wanted
That's
to confirm
fine.
that.
But the is within the Barrow government itself. When some cities visit came out on the media to say that, them on the State House to talk to Barrow about Jammeh's return, you know, there was a public outcry at some point, and then the government spokesperson came out to say that, you know, they are not in for that. And even when, I think there was a time when people were talking about Jammeh's return, when that protest took place, you know, Abubakar Tambedu, Justice Minister, then also said that when Jammeh steps his feet in the Gambia, he's going to be arrested. So at some point within the government, there are people they are not comfortable with Jammeh's return or any form of negotiation will happen between Barrow and the APRC with regards to Jammeh's return and all that. But then also you have some people within Barrow's government they are probably interested in that, especially within the NPP camp for political reasons. But then Mansuma point more, whether Barrow himself will want Jammeh to return in this country. I don't Jammeh. Understand? That is very clear. This man, will he be even comfortable to sit with APRC and discuss with them? Thinking of it, he always said that I was the only one, brave one who stood against Jammeh. But Giss Giss testimonies at the TRRC, when the paramilitary guys or the soldiers, you know, chased the UDP people, they went inside Davos compound and they said that Adama Barrow was in the Biduga. to hide there. I mean, so then I guess like the dynamics are.
Oh, just speculation.
No, I mean that was a statement. Is it that all the human rights violations that were said at the TRRC are speculations? This was the testimony.
Many.
Oh, Pasamba, please don't downplay this victim-centered process, please. Please.
They went to a tour.
No, so
what have they found in the tour, Duru?
So let me one more.
They went for a tour. Wasted our resources. What did they find?
Okay. What do you mean by what did they find?
Most of those things, most of those people are looking for an opportunity just to talk.
What do you mean, Pasamba?
Listen. Okay.
Let
me tell you.
Basamba.
I sympathize with many victims.
Basamba, what do you mean by those people are looking for opportunity to talk?
I sympathize with many victims.
You mean
and I know that many people were sitting there and they were lying.
Victims?
Not victims. I'm saying many witnesses.
Witnesses?
I'm not talking about the victims.
Okay. No, wait. What do you mean by they were sitting there and they're lying?
You know that.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Of course. They went on a tour.
Oh my God.
They went on a tour. What did they find?
Let me just conclude. APRC having a marriage with NPP is just going to be marriage of convenience. In politics that happens. But at the end of the day, whether whatever interests or agreements they signed with the NPP will be implemented is another kettle of fish.
Okay.
Jammeh's return Mandamakodewa is a non-starter. We have a process. The hearings ended just today. The recommendations from the TRRC will come out in over a month, according to them. And once those things are out, we will see. Hopefully, I think that will be the deciding point when it comes to the December 2021 election, because then many people will decide whether Barrow is serious about any reforms in this country. The Jammeh Commission, a lot of people are not happy with that. The CRC has failed. The draft constitution is in coma or is dead, I don't know. But the TRRC is the decisive thing here. So if the Barrow government is serious about implementing that, because Lima is like, today I said it, when I had the chairman saying that the reports will come out in a month time or so, the recommendations, I was like, okay, this is going to be in July. Let's say in July or June when the reports are out or recommendations are out. So Barrow has up to August, September, October, and this is just getting closer to the election. Is he going to implement those recommendations or the far harder after election? This will really contribute in deciding whether people will vote for, but will have that confidence in Barrow to vote for him or not. I think this will really have a great impact.
Okay, Lamin, let's move to you. Lamin Jai's opinion on Jammeh's return and then new Jammeh Hall. And then
Jammeh's return. When you talk about Jammeh's return, one thing that one needs to make really clear, abundantly clear, as a key government spokesperson, abundantly clear, Jammeh is a Gambian. You cannot deny him that. Really, if you want to go into that, you yanko tony. He has every right to live in this country at any time. At any time. Okay, but you realize that Jammeh was pushed. He was president, Munadugena, them exile. Now you have his party. Like I said, in Africa, parties are no longer whether leader be Muneka president or Negud president. Leader be mom when it comes to a political party more than a leader be. Come mom nini mom they like worship kind of. Because if you have a political party bo xamne leaders amé son waré def election kenen ñew pour buga contest ak mom dina am kuko endorse waye kenen ki du am ken ku ekati lohom ne okay man endorse na ke pour ñu dem election. So that is a problem. In APRC tamit the same thing applies. So long Jammeh is alive, he is the founder, he is the supreme leader, he is the dear leader. So they are going to be mindful of that. That is the culture. Okay.
But really, can they do come like UDP with Barrow? UDP, Dabo was not here, but somebody else was there. They can.
You have to understand. It's different. Hangalu situation is different. Dabo was the supreme leader wasn't there.
Somebody not being available.
No. This is different. It's different because in this instance, Dabo was incarcerated. So UDP came to a conclusion that, hey, life must move on. Even Dabo was in jail. He was making this clear to them that we need to pick somebody in my stead. In the case of APRC, that is not happening. That has never happened. And in APRC, for Dabo, Jammeh to return, Lolu, dina jafe right now. Right now, it cannot happen. And APRC people, they are pushing for his return. Why Nyomsen Boba hamnañ ne right now, because all these transitional justice programs for New Year, people will sit and see how they are going to be implemented. Whether President Barrow didn't am that teeth, not am that muscle to implement it. But like I said, this is coming at a time when Mutombe political season. New election, just a few months away. New senior submission report is going to be like maybe 2 or 3 months before election. That is when this thing is going to come. And really, Barrow is not, to tell you the truth, Barrow is not going to have the appetite, the hunger, pour mu buga implement at that time. Okay, submit nga report bi rek, Barrow mu commencé di arrest. It's going to take time. This is going to come after the election. I can assure you that it's going to come after the election.
And Jammeh du buga lolu. APRC.
Well, APRC. Okay, so yes. So ñom said Madi bina nañ a piece on that. They are the kingmakers, and really they are basking in that. Why when it comes to Jammeh to return, I think if you look at APRC and the future, and the problem with APRC, that is the feeling, that is the thinking in the party. Moine, Nyomsen problem is not NPP. Well, NPP or Barrow is splinter group of APRC, but their problem is with the mainstream UDP. These are the people that they fought with in this country. Come ñom sen government bisa, ñom dañ feel ne comme so gisé sen government bi daanu is because of UDP. Now you have Barrow, génn na ci UDP, but Barrow won na len ne manam accommodating, manam I'm okay, I'm somebody who is uniform, because people are coming from APRC, ñu ngi join Barrow. You have never had nit joge APRC except ñu nga xam ne they are coming from certain regions of this country. Waaye mus nga gis koo xam ne APRC hardcore APRC la mu jógee APRC dem UDP mus nga ko dégg. No Mamadou Sabally, like I said, based on appointments. You know, there are people ñoo xam ne join nañ APRC based on one reason or the other. That's what I'm saying. Support am bi came through that. It came through that. It came through that. It's like, for example, if you say Mamboure Njie. Mamboure Njie was APRC.
It's not only the appointment
yes.
of government, but
that was when he was already in position. That was already when he was appointed.
Exactly.
So
I understand
So it's different. It's different for Wakahamne. Mu join party bi well before joining ko plus for anything. Mom dafa gis party bi rek mu gom philosophy party bi, gom agenda party bi dugana do gis like a hardcore APRC going like somebody like Duduja. No, it's different. You have to understand ñom suku naka lañ join a party bi. Naka lañ join through politics. These are people ñoo xamne dañ don out place. That is how they went to APRC. APRC gis leen ñu endorse leen in a particular region, body bu demal nga taxaw. You are part of the group. Those people can easily change minds and leave. But hardcore APRC people them UDP. Why you get hardcore APRC? You get APRC di dem ci Barrow. And they will feel this is the lesser of the two evils. NPP and Barrow. And APRC, they are not stupid, of course. Yes, there are problems clearly. This TRRC is Barrow's. Barrow moko promise, moko neka di implement. Moko neka di put. Well, I know they think that it is UDP's. They coalition. No, we don't have to beautify this. What you gel makeup? What you gel makeup? The makeup affair. The makeup affair pour mo nice. Let's look. When it comes to all these processes that are going on, APRC ñu ngi xool, ñu ngi feel okay, this is targeting them. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to the future, to survival, APRC will rather go with Barrow, because clearly, they will go inside the room. That's what I think. Dinañ dugg ci néeg, dinañ waxtaan, suñu gisee ne okay lii moo ñu feew, because clearly doo teg UDP nga teg NPP nga foog ne APRC will go with. These are two people ñoo xam ne two strange bedfellows duñ musa nekk si benn néeg so la dugale si benn néeg problème rek ngay create man moom duma ko def problème rek ngay cause man duma ko def so they will go with Barrow and with the expectation yes Barrow people are saying Barrow cannot be trusted who told you any politician can ever be trusted
because of time because of time by you move to Nene Nene sa opinion on this Jammeh's return
you don't have that you don't really to tell you the truth you don't have that in this country amut benn politician boo xam ne consistent na 100% amut
in the whole world
no but you are not consistent 100% all the time all the time you can see you can pick
Bakso has been consistent 100%.
all politicians cannot be trusted they cannot be trusted
Nene ñu dem si say
this APRC people leaning more to Barrow side than to UDP and thinking, okay, UDP, they are these worst guys that you can touch them. Put man gisuma the difference there. At the end of the day, if you say, okay, they've been fighting for so long because they've been the opposition, apart from Doi, the longest serving opposition in this country. And they've been knocking heads with
NRP, NCP.
I don't even consider, those are non-existent.
After Doi.
Non-existent. They're so irrelevant. So don't even give them relevance. So legi before okay, lolo happen na. Why right now, okay, these two people, NPP and UDP, they were in government and they were still, understand they pull their muscles against the APRC guys. So now,
5, 6, 7.
So legi nga am naka lañ ko xatee loolu mu ngi xew te ñoom ñaar jointly ñoo ko de by then they were together everything was nice. Okay, we see example of the Jammeh Commission. APRC, man, I mean, it will blow my mind if they think they can accept any negotiation or agreement with Barrow. That right now, as we see it, Jammeh Commission can get a white paper, can they implement the recommendation of the white paper the way they wanted it, not the way the commission recommended it. And then jaay seen properties yi li ngeen wax li jaay Jammeh moom jaay nañ seen properties, seen vehicles, seen accounts and everything else. You are struggling on your own. Joxuñ leen ko. So why would you think that any agreement with APRC for NPP, they will honor it, understand nga, to your advantage or to your benefit?
It was a coalition.
I ain't asking you.
It was a coalition.
I'm not asking a question.
It was UDP.
When you give it the mic.
UDP were the main actors at the time.
Hold the talk. When you give it the mic, you can say it. No.
Mota Barrow mune you could have another chance 5 years. That was a coalition.
Well, your life,
somebody is speaking for NPP or what?
Who don't believe in anything will give him a chance. Who don't look at the interests of Gambia will give it a chance. Who don't think about the plight of the victims and who are thinking that people are sitting
who should we give a chance?
and lying.
Who should we give a chance? Who should we give a chance? Who should we give a chance? No, one political party let me give a chance. No, I'm gonna like you. I'm gonna like you. Ngana kone. Come party in the form yagut. Come see it. Follow your kind of support between NPP and UDP. Kind of support.
You know, you all, you and your party that you support, you are up for a big disappointment that this new name that you're saying, party in the way. Forgetting that every vote counts here. Okay, every vote counts here. So when we get to December 4th, then you will be able to justify the party then down. So let's shelve that till then. As far as I know, apart from the incumbency thing, say it again.
He's not speaking on behalf of CE.
Of course I am not. Of course I am not.
Just go ahead.
Of course I am not.
Proceed because of time.
Of course I am not. I'm here as a panelist and, talking generally on everything. But what I'm saying is, it takes a level-headed person, somebody who cares about the nation, the citizens, the Gambia, and the plight of the victim. Okay, holaki mungi talk fi legi ni buga wax ne okay ñi amna ñu bari ñu talk ci TRRC bi, they were lying. For God's sake, until today the TRRC had ended, your likes are thinking people are making up stories. Like seriously? Okay? I mean, and right now I have the feeling.
It's really sad.
I have the feeling.
It's really sad.
I have the feeling. I have the feeling.
And I see.
I have the feeling. I have the feeling. Okay, the way the Jammeh Commission went, it was kicked to the curb like a bad habit. The way the CRC constitution was kicked to the curb like a bad habit, this same recommendation is going to be treated the same way, unless we all stand up on our firm foot and say no, we're not going to take it. Understand? Because we see selfish people looking up for their interests. Why would anybody even sit to negotiate Jammeh's return right now when the victims are still languishing out there, not being taken care of? And then you get there like flies. Understand? This government is not even looking at them, it's not taking care of them. And you're talking about Jammeh's return right now when the TRC has not ended, when recommendations has not come, and people tell us they are lying, like seriously? And you want to align to them? I am so flabbergasted right now. I am so disgusted. It's unbelievable.
Unfathomable. Dudu sa opinion. Sa gis-gis. No, dinañ ñëw si yow. And then nga laajte loolu. Okay, Dudu sa opinion. Si Jammeh ñëwam.
No, fi ma bëgg a doore with the TRRC, the lead counsel himself. Ñaata nit witnesses ñoo fa toog mu ne la you are lying. And some of them accept lying. ñu nangu ne waaw dama doon fen. So it's not like we're making it up. The April 10-11, I was an eyewitness. Jigéen boobu ñëw ci TRRC bi di wax ne parents yi dañ doon dem si school bi di strip of the students naked. It's not true. I was there. Fi mu njëkk a happen ne mooy ice. Li happen students yi dañ ragal ñu dugga ci kër yi di aba yére pour sumi uniform ñu sol civilian dress. Because suñ la gisee with uniform, they were arresting them with uniform. Waaye amul benn parent bu dugga ci classroom di on dress guy naked. That wasn't true. So suñu waxee ne some of them went to the TRRC li ñu wax nekkul dëgga moo tax maa ngi laa brief ne la di lead counsel si boppam mu ngi gaay ne yaa ngi fen et ñeena ne accept ne waaw dama doon fen. What was that? Am na ñu ñëw si TRRC bi kii mu ne dafa white kele mu ne dafa ñuul. Both of them cannot be saying mënuñoo am dëgga. One of them must be lying. So am na ñu fa dem even tey bu ñoo conclude Commissioner Kinte mu ngi ko wax there are quite of people who came here and they were lying. So the lies were there. TRRC seen boppa the commissioners, the councils can attest to that. Nekkul ne we're trying to make things up ne ñu fa dem ñëpp déedéet but some of them what they say to the extent ñoom dañ ko accept. So loolu du nekkul anything looy brush aside. One thing coming to when you talk about possible coalitions and the like, I just want to bring to our notice the NPP, they are not alone, number one. PPP is there, NRP is there, NCP is there, GPDP is there. Do danga okay ñooñu amuñ numbers, but it could make a difference. The by-elections, gis nañ loo xam ne ñoom they throw their weight. And gap seen boppa demoon nañ ci by-elections si ñoom tam lu ñu wax NPP lañ support. So looy feel ne lu ndaw la bur ko undermine. Yes, coming to APRC, taking NPP aside, there are 4 political parties who have engaged and were with discussions with them. So we're kingmakers, not only us. ñooñu lu ñu wone mooy dañ bugg a bokk ak yéen and dañ bugg a liggéey ak yéen suñ amee any agreements with them we'll make it known to the public ñun wax nañ ko we have nothing to hide parce que defuñ fi anything lu ñoo def it's not illegal waaye tooloo guñ fa te nangutoo amagut so doo mun a génn nga ne A or B te fekk these are not the realities bugguñ tee ñu ne dafa weex ëllëg mu ñoo tontu gëree ñu ne ñii duñ dee wax dëgga moo tax we are very mindful with lu ñoo def ñun dañ dem Congress in 2018 and delegates yi ñoo pass a Congress solution. Lingwa to negotiate or to engage government and stakeholders for the safe return of the former president. Santanella, the executive, then ko liggéey. Dinañ ko achieve or not, it's something else. Then feel ne suñ bank account, parti bi moko mon, ñu lañ leen wax, ñu ne dédé, dañ ko investigate. And the reports came out, no mention of our accounts. Légui kana ko mom? Then why in the first place nga war ko si?
So bank account bi dafa amon xaalis wala?
Yes. Then fi daan organize fundraising or ñoom Kumba Gawlo, ñoom Thione Seka, the party did that. And there were contributions being done monthly. Minister, MP, the party support, every month. Then they contribute. And still we're doing it. Even we are in opposition, it continues. Right now, ñu ngi am account xaalis mu ngi fa. So loolu has been going on. This is what we're asking for. ñun ñu ne soo waxee ne moto yi moomuñ ko nga jël ko si ñun da nga ko war a park place nga investigate. So the state be moko mom da nga am proof you take it back so fekkee parti bi moko mom nga delloo ko waaye where are the vehicles doo mun a wax Barrow ma ne coalition la with all these commissions you don't know man since 2017 la am this information ko am ne suma harit la America la nekk buguma to da torom UDP la man moma ko wax the commissions that would be coming so mota man la coalition bi ñoo isi this agenda not the president not Adama Barrow not NPP NPP kañ la juddu yaagul so buñ jël mbir mi li fa nekkoon démba te ñu taxañ ko buga ko benn nit loolu lay jéema démontrer coalition agenda
yow na nga mën a distinguisher for example to say ne xaalisi Yaya Jammeh la bi leen jëlee jina ko moto or xaalisi state bi how exactly
no man I'm talking about the party not Yaya Jammeh the party and Yaya Jammeh accounts it is different
party bi seen véhicules si boppam dañ leen jël
yes this is what I'm telling you the most recent one yoo xam ne Mohamed Dia of Qcell moo ko donate to the party that was publicly known by then not now by then yooyu yëpp lañ jël and some of these vehicles funnily dañ ko pen spray ko it's running in town am na yoo xam ne has crossed the border dañ ko génne outside the country ñu dem jaay ko so ñun foofu la ñoo wax ne Congress moo ñu task which is the highest authority in the party ne nañ ko follow up so that is the responsibility of the executive and they cannot settle for anything lu daal suñ alal la dañ ñu ko war a jox back su dee state bi moo ko moom we have no problem alali Yaya Jammeh borom dëj bi mun naa jooy dëjam joxut ñu any power of attorney pour ñun ñu dem follow up alalam loolu amuñ ko suñu waxee dañ koo toppa kan moo ñu jox that right loolu it's a different level nekku ne loolu la ñoo fondé parti bi ci boppam lim moom ñun loolu la ñoo toppa APRC as a party Jammeh commission bi list na all the accounts yoo xam ne it's connected to the former president that is not lu parti bi di toppa ñun lu ñoo toppa mooy the party's account loolu lañ nekk di follow up
okay now Dudu because it is very wrong pour ma la tell about APRC because loolu mooy idea bi ne soo leen fi ñëwee ngeen nekk panelist but then now so looking at things for example that gis nañ APRC ñu war a partner with GDC or let's say CA or UDP or any political party sa opinion rek
ñun ñu ne anybody ku ñu engage there are two things we look at the country's interest and the party's interest
dafa ñëw with conditions
it depends kan la ñoo négocier tey suñu waree négocier ak NPP will be different for example mënu ñoo engage GDC ñu leen a laaj suñ moto ak ay accounts ak ñëw Yaya Jammeh no that is not on the GDC's jurisdiction so it depends which party but li ñoo put on the table
loolu clearly ne dafa explain ne yéen NPP rek ngeen mën a waxal
no on that aspect déedéet on that aspect pour loo xam ne suñu xaalis ak yooyu ñoom lañ ko mën a waxal because their leader is the president moo am doole bi moom moo mun a mandate lu bari
to say ne yéen ngeen already conclude ne
su fekkoon ne tey Mama Kandeh moo toog ci toogu boobu we'll negotiate that with him
so yéen loolu war a def rek mooy with incumbent right now that's it not any other political party that's it same negotiations
no manala we're discussing with 4 political parties besides NPP will make it the 5th one 4 parties ñoo xam ne ñun ñu ngi waxtaan ak ñoom ñeneen ñi luñ ñëwoon mooy dañ bëgg a liggéey ak yéen mooy they want to work with us.
I'm interested to know these parties.
Discussions
I know, right?
I'm interested to know these parties.
No, with time. Lima wax mooy agreement amagut.
No, but I'm interested to know them.
Okay. Basamba, because time be getting attacked. Basamba's opinion on this exactly. Returning Jammeh finish. Opinion.
Let's just wait for few more.
Okay, do.
Few more months to come.
Basamba. Okay.
I think. First of all, the problem we have in Africa is continuity of development. Dañ foog ne Yaya Jammeh lu mu fi indi yëpp dafa bon. Yaya Jammeh ñaata development la fi indi ñu ko fàtte overnight. How can we forget that overnight? University boo dem ak man bu ma dem Yaya Jammeh moo fi tawa. Suñ airport bu ñu gën njëkk a am boo xam ne is a first class Yaya Jammeh moo fi tawa. How can we just forget about development like that? You see what I'm saying? No, it doesn't matter. The only public university. No, we have
trying to clarify.
No, we have a problem.
Go ahead.
When the coalition, when the UDP-led coalition, when we get this government, what did the people do? The first thing they did, they dem ci aaj bi bu ko ko yaha di génnee di yaha wàcce sa Yaya Jammeh ak di yaha structure bu fa nekk. That is indiscipline. We have to learn how to accept ne kii dafa dem ñu respect ko ñu continue with the development mu fi start ñu continue ci loolu. Barrow is a smart, he's learning on the job. Understand na loolu. Most of this development Yaya Jammeh mu fu indi gisuloo mu champion ko mu ne moo ko moom. Ko xam na ne Yaya Jammeh moo ko fi defoon waaw mu ngi jël credit
Then that's lying.
So he understand continuity. He understand that lolu fok mu ba ko ci lolu mu continue. So lu ñu wax fi APRC def nañ fi lo xamne lu bari lo xamne accept ko. But also we have to continue with the development buñ fi start. We cannot just forget Yaya Jammeh 22 years of development mu fi indi. And imagine if Yaya Jammeh did not Yaya Jammeh already had accepted defeat. Conceded defeat, right? So what would have happened if accept na rek then ñu continue rek ñu suwanin Barrow dañ ko doon daxasi dëkk bi daf doon tok Kanilai mu tok lu xew dafa nekk en opposition like any other country dañ ko doon jël ñu daxa ko what would have happened?
Dynamics would have been different.
What would have happened? You'll go and arrest him and kill him. The rule of law will whoever anybody can go to court. Anybody can go to court. But Yaya Jammeh would have got to Kanilai mu tok fa dara du xew après dafa génn as an opposition mu wax lu xew. Do you want to take the laws in your hand? No. The man has the right to sit. He said he just wanted to go quietly and sit in Kanilai and farm. You deny ko. You force ko out. You dem exile. And
nobody
the man
forced him according to him.
Okay.
Okay. So nobody forced him
accept
out.
Accept na lolu. Walu ma moy Yaya Jammeh am na right mu delu wat Gambia at any point in time.
What's stopping him?
Okay. So luñ negotiate xamna Barrow. He understand that Yaya Jammeh better am na momentum in this country, am na support base, so ñëwé dina influence election bi. Mota xéñ na duñ ko ala mu ñëw. I think Yaya Jammeh will come back after elections and Yaya Jammeh has every right to come back to this country. And then I will support that 100%.
You'll support 100%.
He is a citizen.
Support 100%. What will you support 100%?
For Yaya Jammeh's return.
Safe return.
Safe return.
Nothing happens to him.
What should happen to him? What are you going to do to him? Are you threatening his life? Are you threatening?
I cannot threaten Jammeh.
Dudu, take note of this. Don't take this lightly. Don't take this threat lightly. This is a threat.
What is a threat?
Most of us growing up, honestly, growing up, we've seen the transformation in this country, and obviously we've seen the difference Yaya Jammeh lu fi def. Amoon na vision, but unfortunately dafa def loo xam ne man bu ma dama ko doon support. Waaw bu mu defee loolu rhetorics boobu noonu bu mu saagee a particular group of people. I was one of those people ñoo xam ne went against him. You don't understand when most people were not saying anything. Understand nga? Because I know that was very wrong of him. But
how about the human rights violations?
Barrow la support. Coalition bi la support pour mu dem because lu mu waxoon noonu dafa ñaaw as a leader mu war a doon wax loolu.
How about the human rights violations?
Kon léegi ba tey su dee am na right pour dellu ci dëkkam am na right pour dellu ku ko bëgg a yóbbu court nga yóbbu ko court you cannot take the laws in your hand. Investigations are going on. Report will be ready in 1 month. Because of political expediency, we don't know whether Barrow will accept the report before or after. But I know Yaya Jammeh will make a big impact if he is here before the election, and even after election, you cannot change that. People love him, and he's a citizen. He can come back anytime, and I will support it.
Okay. Now from nekk nii li ñoo def mooy dañoo dem ben next week inshallah ñu indi leen beneen gis-gis ak beneen waxtaan. Thank you very much. Bye.
Don't trust people whose feelings change.
Assalamualaikum mbokk yi di seetaan li nga xam ne mooy gis-gis waxtaanee si li nga xam ne rek mooy yóbbu dëkk bi kanam.
The Constitution provides President can declare a state of emergency in 2 circumstances. Now I believe Gambia security is at risk for invasion. He has a right. Constitutional as it can last for 2 weeks.
Yéen ñëpp gis ngeen ne dañu oote ne nañ ànd soppi nguur gi fi nekkoon loolu pexe la parti yi bokkuñu xalaat bokkuñu jubluwaay lii pexe la rek pour génnee ngu réew ci loxo benn nit te jubluwaay bi mooy won ne fexe nag nit ñi moom réew mi ne nañu ànd ci xel ñu tabaxaat réew mi.
Gabi, you want to be humble and everything. Why you are not an ordinary minister in this cabinet? That's true. Because you are head of the UDP, you are like a father figure to most of the... It's the fact. Whether mom accept or not. So the point is, because of that prominence bigger the Barrow def la consult or legi yow ya de yobu ay nit ci Barrow pour mu appoint le lolu moy lacté dal li mo am
President Adamo dafa am mandate because Gambians choose ne na liggéeyal réew mi mu tànn ay nit ñu liggéey ak moom man ci ñooñ laa bokka maa ngi liggéey ak moom
ngaje ko ande mela ay mol ay tiñarol minke Gambia jang mol ka wole tanka foko APRC fananda do tiñaro tole alle mu stade le sodo ka APRC ta kala image de da kotenge isaje fu Gambenol kotenge si la pati ñina kotenge
no yalo say you are putting me in a funny position. Come the ni fa de ko bita jahannam. Ni kala te ko kala